Today I'm going to be updating a list from last season that I had a lot of fun playing. I think that it's a little bit more optimized for what we're seeing in 10.5, and it hard counters a couple really common matchups that you're going to see. So this plays really well into Golden Nekker decks because we have a lot of ways to disrupt the plays that they have. We can get rid of the Erendite, we can get rid of the resilience that they have, we can just really abuse the coin and push, so it prevents them from getting inexpensive engines to take rounds. They have to commit a bit more to take rounds, and we're the ones in the driving seat just recycling bounties in order to make them spend those expensive things. So this is probably one of the stronger decks I think that I've put together this season so far. I've been doing very well with it, and I have 6 games that I'm going to show you guys today for reference. But one of the things that this really hard counters would be the shield wall matchup. I put together a shield wall deck a couple weeks ago, called it a meta breaker, and sure enough, it actually became one. So that was a really big accomplishment of mine. I was really happy about it, but now I'm tired of seeing it. So now we got to take it down. Now we got to get rid of it, guys. We created the beast. We got to slay it. So this deck's going to help us do that with bounties, right? Now, another thing too, the power was out for the last few days. We had a citywide power outage as a result of a huge storm. I'm safe, my house is safe, everybody I know is safe and good to go. Power just came on the other day, so it just prevented me from uploading for a few days. Now, I had a little break, and I'm actually very excited to get back to work, so that's how I know I chose the right job, right? But for anybody asking if I quit, I didn't quit. I don't plan on quitting. It's just literally I couldn't do anything because I had no power, right? Made a little bit of a studio update as well. I got a new mic stand arm. It's a Rode PSI 1 or something like that, and it's a nice studio arm, so I could sit back comfortably and talk into the mic now. So hopefully it sounds a little bit better, or hopefully it sounds a little bit closer. But that's pretty much it. Let's get into the deck, right? We've got Witchfinder. On deploy, we spawn 3 crowns, which are essentially coin, right? You look here, it's just coin that we can activate whenever we need to. At the end of the turn, if there's no enemy unit with bounty, place a bounty on the highest power enemy unit. So this is going to help us basically put bounties out there so we could start destroying these units to get the coins back, right? So essentially bounty, when the unit's destroyed, we gain coins equal to their base powers, what bounty is. So we give bounty with this, we kill with this, we can kill with the freak show, we can use the executioners, right? Those are going to be the main things that we use. If we're in a pinch, we could take Mariels, right? But that's pretty much it. Professor is kind of like its own thing because it gives bounty and damages. You kind of want to complete a kill with Professor or use it in conjunction to like something like a Witch Hunter that's already sitting on the board, right? You don't really want to use this after this already gave something status. So they're a little bit of a separate play, but they work well together in the same deck at least, right? Professor is great because it has the tribute ability, so if they give something that has armor, like let's say a self-wound matchup has like an armored Drakkar, let's say we're playing into Siege, they've got like Caraballistas or they've got reinforced ballistas that have armor accumulated on them, right? These are ways to take it down. If you're playing into Dwarfs, they have the Berserkers, which they pad up quite high, right? But the card has 4 base power, so you could take that down and just remove it right away, even if they have 8-10 armor on it, right? It's a really good trade for Professor. And lastly, you've got, what's another one? You know what I mean. Just anything that's 4 power engine that's kind of annoying, you can just get rid of, even if it has armor, right? Or if it's a little bit higher than 4, you could chip it down and just remove it. So I like Professor a lot. King of Beggars is pretty much an auto include. I've been seeing some Golden Nekker off the books list going around right now, and I think that a lot of the value you get from those mid-rangey decks is lost because a card like this is so good. So I'm not convinced that Golden Nekker's the way to play off the books, but King of Beggars feels great. So fee 1 boosts self by 1 while in deck. Whenever you pay a tribute, remove a counter for each coin paid. For each remove counter, gain 1 coin back. When the counter reaches 0, summon self from the deck to the allied row, counter 12. So what that means basically is this card's in your deck. Whenever we take tributes, it's going to refund the tribute immediately and reduce the counter that is on this card. When we've paid 12 coins, so for example, we take tribute's going to be 8 on this card because leader, right? So when we take this tribute and this one here, which would be 5, right, that's going to be 13 total, which is more than 12. So on our second tribute of these two, this card will come out of our deck, right? If we've used tributes on Professor, if we use Salamandra Mage, depending on the order that we play things, this card might come out at a different time. So if you want to prepare for bringing this card out and you want to hold on to it maybe as carryover into like a round 3, for example, don't use all your tributes beforehand. All you got to do is check deck, look at the card, and it'll tell you right here basically what your counter's at. So pretty simple. I know every time I post bounty, someone's asking that question, but that's how this card works, right? There you have it. So really cool stuff. You get a lot of coins out of this, right? It plays for 12 coin, more flexibility, and a deck thin. So I really like it. I don't think there's a way of replacing it fully. Even though it's been nerfed, it just feels good still, right? Scoundrel is one of those things that I initially put in the deck to fight off Priestess matchups. However, I found that it holds pretty true with exception to one matchup. So if you're playing against, well, 2 matchups actually. If you're playing against Nilfgaard Imprisonment, or you're playing against Skellige Reckless Flurry, you probably want to take tribute on this card, because what could happen is you could pull into something that you don't want to pull into. Like, for example, just like a really high base power unit, right? Like a Greatsword, or like a Nilfgaardian Knight, right? 8 or 10 base power would make this card worth like 2 points on deploy. So keep that in mind. Choose something that's in around 4 to 6 points normally, so you can complete that kill on the same turn and recycle the coins back, right? There's one of those things with this card is like, if it's not played well, it appears to be a bad card. When it's played well, it's a great card, right? For the 10 provisions, 12 points plus spender, you know? Funnels coins back, remove something of theirs, it's fine. We can disrupt plays that they have, right? If we take a Priestess out of their deck with this, we can't kill it because we can't give it bounty, it has Veil, but we can certainly kill it with like a Freak Show that's already on the board or something like that, right? Or we could, we find a way to take care of it. Either way, it doesn't gain the deploy charges that the Priestess would get. So it's really good in matchups like that. It's really good into Golden Nekker matchups too, because they're thinning out the deck so much that if we take one more thin, oftentimes it's not calculated from them. So we might actually thin them out to the point where they can't play every card they're trying to play, which takes away value from their place, right? Or makes them draw one less card in round 3 or something like that. So pretty much it. The old version of the deck had Graydon, and I like Graydon quite a bit with a deck like this. If you're going to play Graydon, this is the deck that you're going to play him in. But in this new version, I decided to take Graydon out. And the reason why is because I felt like we had a little bit more utility with Philippa. And I felt like Philippa plays better in rounds that we just don't have stuff to give bounty. What happens if they answer the Witchfinder and then we don't hold on to a couple of the Hunters and then we spend the Kurt to purify Resilience? Then we don't really have much that gives bounty. So then this card slaps down for 3 points, right? Which could feel horrible. Whereas Philippa, this could just take anything. And this is a hard target for Shield Wall because I put Dandelion and I put Keldar in my list. So both of those cards are extremely big threats that can win the opponent the game. So if they play Dandelion first turn round 1, we want to abuse the coin. We can go and we can take Dandelion, which will also impact their Erendite, right? Because if they go down with a big swing, leader Dandelion that's 8 points, we take it away first turn Philippa, then obviously, it's going to be hard for them to catch up, so Erendite doesn't get value in that matchup, right? So it kind of shuts down a lot of the deck on turn 1. So there's that. If we have Keldar, we want to take Keldar. Keldar for them is going to be getting mad points, so it just makes sense, right? Other matchups, we just take their important engine, we take the resilience unit, we take whatever we need to take. It just has that flexibility, right? So there's that. As a hard counter, another hard counter for that matchup and other matchups that you'll run into is Kurt, right? If we're not playing against resilience carryover decks, we have the bounty that we can place with Kurt if we play it on melee. If we're playing against those ones, we want to purify or we need to get around a defender, let's say for self wound or something like that, we can basically play this card on ranged and get the purify value. So I thought about adding Peller, but this card is just way more flexible. So I think that if I'm going to go for a tech in this deck in the bronze end, it's going to be Squirrel, because this is a good time to show you guys. Lots of echo cards in the game right now that are pretty scary, right? Erendite, we know, can play for like 17 points of damage in one turn. It's just nuts. And then you have Hengate the Sword that just got the bit of a rework, which ultimately looks like a buff to me. You know, lots of echo cards going around right now that you want to get rid of with that. So Squirrel just makes a lot of sense here for that. We've got Decree for a little bit more consistency, because if you take a look at the deck here, we've got King of Beggars, we've got Decree, we've got the Nekkers, and those would be the 3 thins that we have. So you have to be very disciplined with your mulligans in this deck, otherwise you might miss a couple cards. I don't really like the idea of putting in other thinning in the bronze end, like the Sewer Raiders or the Casino Bouncers, because these take up valuable provisions that in this deck specifically, we like to allocate towards like these things, right? Like they're just really good value cards, and we're losing a lot of them when we start putting in thinning packages. So that's kind of the way that I decided to go about it. If you put in these, you would have to take out Nekkers, I think, and then you're only getting the 1 extra thin, so it doesn't really feel that much better anyways. So I kind of just like when it's an automated thin, another automated thin, and we could just focus on playing the cards that we have in our hand, right? So that's pretty much it. Salamander Mages are pretty cool in this case because our leader tribute 3, damage 3 adjacent units by 2. Whenever you pay a tribute ability, gain 1 coin. Adrenaline 5, gain 2 coins instead. So I don't like to have more than one of these per round, because oftentimes you'll just over profit in that instance and it feels kind of bad. But 1's certainly fine. This is really good for your wide punish. So you're playing into dwarves or elves or Firesworn or even just other Syndicate right now because they use the Disciples and go kind of wide. This card could be really good for you, right? Being able to damage those 3. It plays for 11 points the turn that it's played. You get the refund off this when you play it because the Cobb, if you're playing it in round 1, and then you start getting the tribute, the adrenaline effect of gaining 2 coins when you pay a tribute. So really good way to get lots of coin back, especially as you get towards late round. It's nice to have one in round 3 because you could take your Marils, you could take your Savola, like these types of things. Like let's say you've already had King of Beggars come out, right, off of the tribute of one of these. Like you might have another tribute left where you get the extra coins from it, which gives you more utility for removal with Freak Show and stuff like that. So pretty cool, right? But yeah, going through a couple more things here, right? We've got that. A Spender, basically, you can use it for bleeding or just damaging. You can only damage if the card has bounty, so that's pretty much it. I've got the Cleric package with the Inquisitor and the Disciples. Basically, this spawns a Firesworn token every turn, which is a 2-for-1 Spender. Then we can take this card, basically consume or destroy a token, boost health by 4. After 2 turns, spawn a copy of the destroyed token. So this just plays for good value. It's about 8 points for provisions, and if we want to get a little bit more out of it, we can use the Cleric to transform one of the Zealots into a Flaming Rose Footman for 3 points, and then get a little bit more. I kept this card in the deck. I used to have 2. I kept 1 here because of provision changes and a little bit of reworks that I've done to the deck. But I like 1 because if we flip Zealots, we play really well into that Precision Strike Dwarfs list, and we play pretty well into some of the siege engines, right? Being able to have that little bit of extra layer of protection feels good. An alternative, if you didn't want to play Cleric, could be something like the Shady Vendor. But we're not really playing a lot of crimes. I like this card a little bit more when we have poisons in the deck, right? Because we can fish for poisons, whereas we don't need a lot of profit because we've got it all figured out. We don't need to give bounty because we've got it all figured out. So that's why I didn't choose this card here, right? And I'm sure you've seen our big tributes. I didn't really touch on them too much here, but basically, you know, destroy a unit for 5 coin with this leader, or we can just do 4 damage for free. Savola. We basically tribute 8 with this leader. We spawn this, so 12 plus 6 is 18 points. If we spend the 8, we get the 8 back with King of Beggars, which makes the play really good, right? But that's pretty much the deck, guys. It's, like I said, similar with exception to a few cards from last season, but it's optimized, I think, for this season. Now, I played, what was it, 6? I think I played a total of 7 games. And I lost one that I'm going to include. And the other one was just a throw because I spilt my iced tea. And so I forfeited it, and then I just cleaned up the mess because I put the cup by my foot and I kicked it. So that was just a my bad thing. But anyways, that's pretty much it. Let's get into the gameplay. I'm going to see you guys very shortly with another video. I'm going to try and put out the videos as quick as possible over the next couple days to make up for lost time, and we'll get a few in there before the season ends. If you guys want to become part of the fastest growing Gwent community, I have a Discord server, and honestly, it's a place that is very useful for newer players and great for veterans as well. We've got tons of different tabs that have to do with Gwent, whether it's checking your stats, creating your own cards, or just scrimming and practicing with other members. So definitely check that out. Link is in the description below. And yeah, I'm going to be looking at putting up a stream schedule this week as well, going into next week. So I'm going to be back at that as well. So lots of good things on the way. We'll see you soon. Have a good one. Take it easy. Of course, the first game that we queue is into Shield Wall, right? I've been out of the game for a few days, and I don't think much has changed. So I like this. We need something to complete this play. I think we put back one of those, obviously King of Beggars as well. Purify Resilience, and I don't think we need to give bounties when we have so many things to give bounties. That's not bad, I guess. We take the tribute. I don't think I'm going to flip it yet. Maybe next turn. And yeah, it's typical. We'll take that. I think that's worth it.
You do not deserve to live.
Okay, so Witch Hunter's on top.
Retrieve the bolt. No, I'm on it.
I kind of want to start boosting Cobb. That's going to be like the best carryover. Now, our hand's pretty top heavy. I kind of want to play into something like this. I just don't have a lot of coin. Let's probably just take the 2. Take the 1 flip. And then at least next turn we can take this, and we're still getting carryover here. I don't think that they're going to play down too far, just because we have Dandelion working so well. They'll rip the shield off ours, yeah, but...
The tongue could conceal the truth. My eyes never.
And I think we want to play one more turn at least, because Dandelion, we want to get that extra boost on the King of Beggars. One thing I'm not too happy about, though, is I actually wanted to take a boost on the Keldar, but... Or a Philippa off the Keldar, right? We know it's going to be a thing. If we take this... It's actually not a bad play. Just put it down. Because we get the points back from that. The cob counter is at 11, so we're going to get it, I'm sure. That's where we take that purify too.
The flames of righteousness do not scorch the innocent.
Nice little thin. That probably puts it far enough out that they can't get it back. I'm just trying to think of what they would have. This is kind of a problem here.
Feeling a bit of deja vu.
Be a nice time to have Graydon, but I don't think it's worth it. We just take that. I wonder if there's just something I can play here. It's probably going to be the Inquisitor if I'm playing card. I got to be careful because I don't have ways of getting anything else. Like, the alternative is playing something like Scoundrel, but that's a pretty good point swing for the spot that we're in. I think we do take this. And I think we're supposed to just try and get a bit of carryover here.
We'll need Form Z6 CV1265X for that. Can I come down now?
That'll do it for me.
Retrieve the bolt. No, I'm on it.
Ring of Favor is getting very tall. I'd say we got thinned out decently. Their Erendite's nothing. So it's not too much to worry about. I think we did what we're supposed to do in defending that by taking Dandelion early. I got lots of carryover. Look, 12 and 7. I do need a throw card. I think it has to be that, right? Usually, I push. Yeah. I was gonna say, usually I push.
The less you blunder like a buffoon.
2, 4, 6. I think we just have to take it out without worrying about bounties and all that, right? Gotta respect that. We know it's too many points. I like it. So we got Kaldar out of the way, which is one of the things that I was most worried about, right? Now we just need to get our tributes. Okay, good, good, good. Kov goes back. We're not going to pull him. We got the 2 here. We've got this off of that. And that's like a perfect hand, I guess. The Erendite's like 1 point for them. The only thing I'm a little bit concerned about is my tributes, right? We've got 4 and 5. I mean, we got a few coins off this. We'll just kill that with Marils.
Nobody expects the Nilfgaard position.
I don't think I need to click this right now. So, if I take Scoundrel Tribute, it's 11. Oh, it's too late. I'm not worried about it anymore. We gotta kill that, actually.
What's going on about this Mark fella?
So this is worth the 9 plus the 8 essentially. 17 point removal, and then the shield for the Ragnar. So I think it's actually Marils.
Love to hear him beg for mercy. Not that it helps.
Because the Immortals doesn't have a damn sorceress, right? And I think theirs is pretty much like mine. Maybe they don't have Vandergrift, or maybe they have no Windhelm. Petrie's Filter. I'm pretty sure that they put this in there for the Selkirk.
Wag your tongue to anyone who sees it.
We're not going to take a tribute on this one.
Onward we ride.
Okay. I'm kind of low on coin, right? So we've got Witchfinder, but that's 3. I think we're supposed to take Savola tribute soon. Yeah. Yeah, it'll just make things easier.
By how deeds thou shalt burn.
Here, we'll do that. Then we can take it. It's looking alright. And hopefully they decide to flip the 7 back to a 4 to prevent the bounty. Oh, they just do that. Doesn't really matter. Pellers, whatever. I don't have a way to take it out anyways. Just play this. Big carryover boy. And now we just focus on getting the best payoff from this, because now we've got the 2 per turn and they just forfeit, yeah. So we got another shield wall matchup next. Guys, I'm just really excited that we actually started this one, you know? I think it's my biggest accomplishment yet in Gwent, is just actually making this deck a thing this month. 2 of these is not bad, because we've got a lot of coins to go around. I don't know how well this is going to work. Maybe we put that back for now. Squirrel's kind of nice, right, for Erendite and all that. If they do play early. Without doing too much, I think we put back 1. Yeah, okay. I kind of wanted another bronze. We didn't want to pull Professor there. I really want to play this down, you know? Okay, Immortals, that's fine. 2 points per turn, 1 point per turn. I got this new mic stand that came in over the weekend, and I set it up today, and I'm really liking it. So my other one was like a little desk mic stand, and it was sturdy. That's why I got it. But it was like short, and I had to lean in on the desk in order to speak into it. And it was hurting my back actually quite a bit. And also, it wasn't getting the mic close enough to my face, so it was often a little quieter. So I'm hoping with this one here, the boom arm just comes right up to my lips, so it's a lot more comfortable, and I can sit back in my chair and enjoy myself a bit more. It's going to make working these long hours much better. But let me know in the comments below, guys, if you find that it's helpful, if things sound a bit more clear, right? That's what I want to know. And if you want to know which one I got, it's the Rode PSA 1 Studio boom arm. Take that. Current time's 3:30 in the morning. I went to bed really early last night because I said today is going to be the day that I do a lot of work. And here we are, right? I'm going to be trying to pump out a few videos to make up for lost time. And I'm just sipping on the first coffee of the day, so I'm feeling pretty good. So this is okay. These are not passive. They have to activate these. So it's really the 2 points per turn we have to worry about. I don't think we want to give them the round just yet. But at the same time, Erendite's getting bad the longer that we wait, right? I think we still do play something sort of casual, you know? I don't mind this. But a lot of people are teching that in. I have time to remove it. I don't need to focus on cranking it out right now. These are 5p, right? So if these are in the deck, what are they taking out? Maybe they have Margarita.
Gladly help. If I live to see it.
I'm just, I'm not overly convinced that we've played enough and that we've seen enough, right? We've got a few golds out of the way, but I want to see if we can maybe get another one.
Remove his cowl, then his ears.
Should have cranked this on ranged, but we're not going to be in the round. There we go. 48. It's fast. It's fast. I'll tell you what. I might get some flack for this, guys, but I made this deck, and I know that they're going to play like a 15-point Erendite if I don't take care of it right now. So I think that it's worth losing on even. But I'm going to contest a little bit more.
Confirm your guilt.
There we go. We actually got out where we needed to. Yeah, it's fine. We just hope that they don't play Resilience. Like, that would be the... 68-36. I think that this isn't worth it. We take Kaldar on the bleed. Handful of golds. Yeah. Yeah, we saw a lot of good engines out of the way. Ring of Favor's done with. That's fine. I got this new essential oil air freshener thing, and it's an apple cinnamon. If you guys have had like apple crisp, it's like spot on with how it smells, and it's a whole vibe. It's a whole vibe. It smells like, you know, baking, and having that Sipping the coffee, playing a little Gwent, you know? It's a mood. Mood indeed. This probably won't be that good in the matchup, and obviously we don't want to hold common hands, so there you have it. Don't love this, right? We can maybe go in with a decree just to make it playable. You know what I mean? But we'll see. Defender sucks. Couple things. Can't give that bounty. Do we take it? I think I purify it because the purify plays for more points with the shield. We're actually just getting around it, but then getting points off the Ragnar. Whereas if I take that, they take Ragnar off of it and they get points back. And I don't really have a lot that I care to protect. Like, I don't think that they have an answer to something like Witchfinder or something like Executioner, because there's not a lot of room for, like, a Boiling Oil. And their Erendite's out of the question, so... Okay, there's the Vial. Sure. We've got time to sort of plot and scheme here. It's a 50-50 now. But I think we still take, because at least next turn... Yeah, we'll take it. There we go. And then we get us Marils, make it easy. And this would be the Keldar, yeah? I'm glad they play it on melee. It actually makes it much better for us. 2-4. We'll take.
You'll suffer the consequences of your foolishness.
Yeah. We don't have adrenaline yet. But we'll get it.
Feeling a bit of deja vu.
$34. Let's see. I think it's got to be 2 leader charges, actually. We just take this. We get the payback. We start ticking down the timer. We got 7. What do they rename it to? Counter? Yeah. Counter. I don't really know. I remember there's a change in the patch notes. I was trying to figure out what it was. So this kind of is dead with this out there. That's the only thing. Until they eat up a shield, then we're kind of good, you know? We just float this for 4 points, don't we? Because it doesn't matter.
The tongue could conceal the truth. The eyes never.
Luckily, we're in a spot where we're actually defending quite well. Okay. So they think that they're going to 2-0.
What's going on about this mark, fella? No, you pendulum. I'm much better at that.
Last card's going to be Ragnar. They're going to flip this one. And then they're going to give 2 more shields. And they're going to go for it. Now, I got to fix the coin situation a little bit, though, because we're spilling over. There's not much we can do, though. Here, we have to overprofit 1. We'll just put a couple bleeding. Yeah, this is like ruined by this, essentially. And they're playing around it quite well by not using this. But yeah, we called it. Dago Ragnar, counter 7, we get it back. 69, they have no engines, okay. We got, let's see. One and two, yeah?
Why don't train on the cone?
There we go.
Windmill. Its sticks spin around and smash you.
So we should just win the game now. That's a pretty good pull. This can go back at this point. That's okay. What do I have that might be better? Really, it's a lot of things that could go wrong. I think we just keep things the way they are. Yeah. Take that. Take that. We'll flip it just in case. And we should just win by card advantage, I think. They'll have a Dandelion, maybe. That won't do a whole lot here. Meve, okay. It's not inspired, so I don't care. Might be a good Professor tribute. We get the 4 damage, avoid the armor. Yeah. That'll be a good tribute. It's tribute 2. Yeah, so we'll just take here. They might not finish the game after this one. And we don't need to take tribute. We'll just play this for 5 points. We should be good. Yeah. You think they would take away the bounty. There you go. Alright, so we got Off the Books coming up next. And I've been seeing a lot of Golden Nekker Off the Books over the last couple days of video that I've been watching. So we'll see what they got here. I guess they weren't feeling the mirror. I don't blame them. There are certain mirror matches in the game that I can't stand. Off the Books is one of them. Nilfgaard Double Cross is another. What else we got? Okay, never mind. I guess we're back. Bounty kill. I don't think Squirrel is going to be useful in this matchup. This is good. This can be great because they're going to be using a Disciple, I'm sure. Purify is good if they're Golden Nekker for carryover. Purify, right? The whole thing about Bounty Kill is that we don't have a lot of profit. There we go. It's a bit better. Bit more of a hand I could play. If I don't pull Professor again, I'm going to really regret it, but I think we should be okay. Now, there's a couple things going around. They have a Cirrus list, right? That I've seen on the TLG meta report that uses this card in it. So, it might be a bit of a giveaway for that, but we gotta play as if we just don't know yet, you know? We'll see. It's a good value card, 7 for 4, but that's all it does. That's why I don't usually run it. I usually go with something like this instead, because the value could be higher. Create a 4 Provi. That's that's a good roll. Like, I like this play here. Okay, so I feel like this plays for a lot of points over a longer round. So the smart thing to do might be actually get rid of it especially because we don't have a lot of profit now. If we get to 2 here off Tax Collector, play this as 4, we kill that off, we get the coin back, so it's not all bad. And then we can sort of deal with the Swarm with the Mage, so it's not bad, not bad.
This positively reeks of heresy. The job's a job.
And then we'll sort of start working on our own play here. I think we want to do the same thing that they're doing. They should be pretty confident that we're running like the bounty and not poison. Okay. Play this first. 2 points per turn's a little bit better. This goes up to 7. I think we actually take. Knickers comes to the right row. Okay, there we go. So now we're starting to see what I'm looking for. That's fine. That's fine. I just don't know if we could play into this anymore. That's all. Six less one's 35. 6. I don't have like a very good tall target. Here's the thing. Like I could go mage. And mage plays for a ton of points here. Mage would probably keep them in the round. But I think that a cleric wouldn't. Because we're taking away 6 and we're gaining 5. They probably do pass, though. Let's play it conservative here. I saw a couple gold cards, maybe that they would want later that they just don't have later. You know what I mean? And I haven't really spent any myself. We have more coin carryover, so I don't think they're going to try and bleed. That's a good like throw card, right? We've got the 2, 4. It's just that we have a lot that we need to pull, you know? So it's one of those things where I should start thinking about. Here, I think that has to go. Yeah, we need 5 cards, maybe even 6, right? This has everything so far that the Jacques Series version has. So if they bring back these, they get the extra points. Poison, okay. The only thing I don't understand is like the bleed. I could be missing something, like they could just spit out a bunch of points, but maybe they just drew so well that they're playing the couple bad cards first, and then it's going to be like a bunch of haymakers because they have 9 coin now. I can afford to do one.
Flaming rose.
The tongue could conceal the truth. The eyes never.
Philippa off the 8. That's extreme.
Your foolishness.
Wow. Okay. It's like that play pretty much deals with like, yeah, that's actually horrible. Base power 4. I need something like this to keep us in, even though we're losing one here. Because I don't want to play... I'm really not keen on playing, like, the Kree here, you know?
Oak makes for the best pyres.
We're missing too many cards. So they've got... Yeah, we evened it up here. It's fine. Philippa's out of the way. Again, we haven't spent golds like that. They spent Philippa, Gellert, and Junior. And now we should just top deck pretty well. Purify, maybe if they poison something like this. That could be good. Wow. You know, I think we have to dig deeper than this. It's a bit better. Savola. Okay. So here's the thing. I think I let it go. I think we're supposed to let it go. We're not going to take the tribute.
The eternal fire guides. The eternal fire protects.
Nose, mouth, any hole will do.
Okay, 4. They likely have Marils, right? Counters at 8. We get the King of Beggars out. 6. I think it's supposed to be. We take that now.
Take no prisoners. No prisoners.
Just in case they play a mage, I want to keep that alive. Okay. That's a really good target for, yeah, for just a bounty kill. Because it doesn't let them spread their points as wide with the candle, right? And I don't think that their version runs Freak Show anymore. I think they've basically replaced that with the whole Gellert thing and all that, so we should be kind of good.
The fire cleanses. Remove his cowl, then his
Okay, so we remove these. Actually, we could fill up with that. Wow. Yeah. And we'll just Maril stat. This is very tall.
He venerates not the fire.
I think we want to kill these tokens.
Best commodity in town, I swear it.
So they've got Savola and mystery card. I don't know what the last one's going to be. Okay. What do they have in grave? This. I'm nervous about it, but we're up by 24 points. Okay, that's a good removal here. Alright, so the rest is in their hands, I guess. Savola Tribute doesn't give them refund. Five, six, seven. They're short. Well, they get it off that. Maybe. Oh, it's Jacques. Okay. Yeah, we got it. We played it well. And we got Pincer Maneuver coming up next, and this is probably going to be a Priestess deck, right? Okay, so we got the one off this. So we've got Bounty Kill, Bounty Kill. I think this is too expensive. Purify or Bounty. The only issue is that I need a spender. Like, we need to have just a backup, maybe if they have a boiling. I don't know. It's a really good hand to just play, though, you know? Here, I think we'll put back that. Okay, maybe I'm a bit more confident with that. We'll take these because 2 points per turn, and then we can focus on getting Tax Collector down, and then we can start just rotating up bounties. Yeah, we know what this is. Yeah. That's fine. Okay. So I can't click this because we need the coin, right? We get 5 off this, 6 kills it. I mean, technically I could have, but it's fine. Because the profit too. They just use it anyways. Okay, 7. No, I feel better about it.
forgiveness.
And we'll clear the row up a little bit by playing the Inquisitor on the range row just to eat up a token, but I don't think that this lives long enough for it to matter. And it's probably getting Tax Collector down next, and then just putting Bleeding. Engine that off a little bit.
I hope we can trust them.
Okay, so that's the plan here. I'm glad we have two, you see what I mean? Yeah. We'll just go take Bleeding on it shortly. I'm not even against putting both, just so that if they need crew for something, they don't have it.
Shipmate.
You know, Philippa off Radovid is kind of nice because we get the extra leader. I'll just be really disappointed if they're holding a boiling oil and they take care of it, right? That would be so bad. Okay, well, we're playing.
Corporations are people too.
So I'm convinced if I can control the situation in round 3, we have a good chance. $12.
Up the tree you go, lad. Quick now. Retrieve my bolt.
So they get that boost for one of the priestesses. Yeah, this is exactly what we thought it was. Actually, we take Scoundrel, we just do really well, don't we? We've got 2 of these, which feels great. This is pretty good too. I don't know how much I love this. There we go. And I think we want to do damage. I think we have to focus a little bit less on the Fire Disciple. Okay, that's whatever. Savola is kind of a big deal. Like, the fact that I missed this. We could still get King of Beggars if we take tributes on other stuff. Yeah.
You'll never get my rhymes out of your head.
So it's deploy gain charges. Okay, well, that just has to go before it gets crazy, right? I think it's going to be Scoundrel next.
I pass on every 10th round.
The city is ravaged by rot.
Actually, we got to take this out. Yeah.
Yourself with pleas
Just because I want to actually take the tributes, right? We want to get the counter down. Because we get the refund. This feels like points there. Okay. I'm trying to decide when I take. I think we could take it now.
Beauty is all around us, in every living thing.
And then I could take a squirrel just in case they have necromancy. Yeah. That takes care of it. Unfortunately, like, what are you gonna do? 2, 4. I mean, probably just take that out. They used both, so we have a bit more time to kind of chill, you know?
Faithful to the flaming rose.
Because if I can get these flaming rose out there, a couple of them, then it takes away from like a trident play. Sure.
Be yourselves, only better.
Counter for Cobb's 8. Unfortunately, we don't have them, right?
Nothing turns my guts
We're
more than
short by a few.
Sword of the Order, flaming rose.
By 3. And that's a big problem because I have no way to spend the coin.
To hit the mark, we aim above the mark.
the tongue could conceal the truth. The eyes never.
To arms!
Nothing loosens reticent tongues like a hot iron.
Maybe they don't boost it because they think that I'm going to play Graydon. And maybe we could take away some of the points that they get from it.
The north, to marry.
15 charges.
The world is an open book.
You see? And then they just said, forget it, we'll take a couple. If I would have had Savola, we would have won the game. Because look at all the coin we have here, and then here, and we would have got them back, and we've been able to spend them. So I don't feel bad about it. Right? It's just, it is what it is. If I would have had the 3 tribute extra, I've got Cobb out, would have been closer. But yeah, Savola just wins the game. I think we played that quite well. It just, we missed the card. And so we got the last game of the day. It's going to be Nilfgaard Imprisonment. So it'd be nice to try and get out some of their locks early, right? So a couple things to think about. We got these 2 spenders, so I don't know if I want to use a third, but I kind of want to have it, just in case. Last game I missed Savola, so I kind of don't want to put him back. But we need to have like a little bit more of a round here. I think they take Scoundrel. They like Scoundrel if I play it early. It's going to be an expensive round, but I think that's where it has to stay. It's something I can work with at least.
Cast off decadence. Renounce sin.
I know it's hard for Imprisonment to not want to take a leader lock off that. You see what I mean? So that's just fine right away. We get one of them out of the way at least. And then, cool.
It must triumph.
Now, these are going to be really good targets, but I need a bit more coin.
We'll need full Z6 CV1265X for that.
I feel like Diplo into Syndicate is not very good for them.
Radio alchemy. Now that's the future.
To get the boost 4. Sure. Marillis would have been great. Now it's like a little bit of a trade up, you know? Here. I'm still gonna take it. Because we can get through it. Unless they boost it again. Wow. I mean, they should split up the points, yeah. Because they don't know if I have, like, Graydon or something like that. Here. This helps with the profit, at least. The only thing I'm kind of worried about is the Megascope, you know? $19, $20 on a pass.
Evil's not going anywhere.
All this effort to get rid of one stupid card. Okay. So that's good. That plays for nothing. That is RNG. Actually, no, they killed this, so it does play for something. Okay, fine. I'll start committing a little bit more. I wanted to see what we could do without... There. Just, dump one there.
Come closer. Come on now, try.
There we go. Even 6. We'll finish at 8. Just kind of what I want. We can go into round 2 at 4. We get rid of this. Off bleeding. Next turn. They played Golden Nekker, which I feel pretty comfortable with. That's an easy purify. Yeah.
You shall confess all in due course.
I think we'll just put more bleeding too. Yeah, we probably put 4, try and push them out of the round. Because then they got to do a turn that's, you know, bigger than the 2 plus that 4. Which might involve, like, leader at this point. Because they played a lot of big swings. Do I ever just risk it? Let's try. I think it's fine. Because I actually don't mind taking this either. No tribute.
Please for mercy.
Get rid of the engine. And we could put 2, because we're going to get them back. And they're going to have the whole set power to provisions thing. I forget the name of her, but... so they also put an 8. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. Their play will play for like 20 points if they have it. But if they don't, then we just get like a really good play. Because then we get a pass out of them. Like, I just don't think under any circumstance I play Savola. Even if it means losing the round uneven. Take a 13. Yeah, it's too much. Too much. So King of Beggars at 9. This is good points, except they probably just kill it. If they play Here We Thrive, okay. So I'm gonna say Golden Nekker has to go, just in case they do double. What I'm worried about though at this point, like the only thing is that Savola token doesn't have a provision, so that could be a problem too. They still get pretty good value on that removal for it, so it's like, do we ever take it or no? Maybe we don't. Nine off the tribute though for that, so it's like almost worth it to just take it anyways. I think we actually put this back. Put that back, that's a bit better. Okay, so I could take these 3 tributes and not have to take this one.
That witch was brewing magic concoctions. Truly electrifying.
Because I actually anticipate them doing what I think they're going to do. Don't play Cobb. Okay, it's fine.
Magic sows chaos.
I'll play another game. Alright, so they go first. We got Imprisonment coming up next. There's been a lot of the same matchups we had. Would have been, what, 2 of the same shield wall we had off the books. 2 of these. Okay. It's a pretty good hand to play in round 1, right? We've got this whole thing. The whole bounty kill thing, a little bit of profit. I don't love the mage. Like, having 2 of them is a little expensive, or not expensive, but just not really optimized, right? Because then you start to, like, get the adrenaline effect, but you're profiting too much, and you feel bad about wasting it. So 1 per round usually feels pretty comfortable. I think we want coins. Like, I do value this 2 per turn, but I also kind of want to, you know, start getting these going. That way we could stay away from using leader charges when we want to complete some kills. Same thing applies here. 2 points per turn is kind of nice. We'll get this down, get the 4 points per turn going. Okay.
Dogs that bark seldom bite.
So they put the sword back in the deck. But it's got Echo. So they want to just replay that version of it and just use the first one as 5 points. I'm going to hit this one because it's something I can actually take down, right? Because we get the 5, pushes it to 7 with one of these. Erendite feels pretty bad. There's not a lot I can do about that card. Like, we need Squirrel badly, you know? Okay, I think it's important to try and win this round. Here, let's try something here. Now we just play the stay ahead by 1 game. Let's see how far that goes. Okay. So in the past, I've went as far as trying to take that. I don't know if I'm supposed to try and take it. Boost by 4, spawn 2?
Nobody expects the British Inquisition.
It's probably just keeping it simple like this.
Who wants death on you? No one gets to fool me twice.
I think we can just play that for points. No tribute.
Know this. All roads lead to Nilfgaard. By denying penance, you confirm your guilt.
This is a net 4 in this situation. If I take tribute, obviously it's worth a little bit more, right?
Your blade's just an extension of your will.
Just we're kind of broke. We don't have coins like that. 1, 2, 3, take this.
Power, the object of dark desire.
I'm just relying on them not having yen in hand, right? Reveal.
There'll be nothing to pick up when I'm done with you.
We should just be good. They boost. They have to take leader to stay in it. And they do. It's not like I have a lot of coin anyways. Yeah, and last card we could just play from hand. It feels fine. Ah, 5 points. Yeah, we just don't do tribute. They probably take leader just to give us a... Okay. They're just like, nah. Here.
Come closer. Come on now, try.
So we get carryover on it. We'll see how we... Like, if we draw well, we play into it, I think. Otherwise, we just do a double last say type thing, but this is looking pretty good so far. This goes back. They've got the 1 leader charge, don't they? But we need a spender. King of Beggars at, I believe, 12. Part of me just thinks I should pass. Because we play these things like not very well, you know? Like we just throw this down, it doesn't really feel great. 8 points is a little bit difficult to make. If they use the leader charge, just breaks the shield. There's that. If it pulls out more than a 5, I'm so happy. 4. Okay. Still. This can go. This can go. Okay. So we pull into Witchfinder with our decree. We take our tributes to get the King of Beggars. We have everything at this point. Last say Savola. The only thing that I really want that I don't have is like a functional spender. Like something like this could be very good, which almost makes me not want to spend on this, but we'll see. yen plays for nothing. Don't have any cards who can play with that.
Halt! In the Order's name, I confiscate these goods.
Two, three, four, five. We get them back. I think we're actually supposed to play this and just let it get the adrenaline effect, because... Okay, never mind.
This world, only two things are certain.
Spawn. That's funny.
Truly extraordinaire.
Yeah, we're just good. I think we're just good. There's a lot of different ways to go about it, but they have already spent yen and Vilg, so I'm feeling pretty confident. What's that going to be? Okay, so they don't have a way to get it back. This feels like a little over profit, you know? But it's still the most points. They'll lock that for sure. I don't want to play Savola because I'm thinking 15's a lot. It's quite a bit. Tribute or not, we still take it.
Nothing turns my guts more than a filthy
Or bounty or not, right? We still take that. Yeah, we'll be okay. We'll be okay. I think it's set power to provision, or yeah. See, we played around it perfectly.
Secrets of one kind or another.
I love this job.
This is just for you guys to show you kind of what it would be, right?